So Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, of course, one of Hollywood's biggest stars. He's virtually in almost every single movie it seems, or he's being signed on to do every single movie. But I can't really blame Hollywood for that because The Rock is awesome. I love The Rock. He's one of my favorite actors out there. He's so fun and entertaining. So because of him, I was kind of looking forward to see his newest movie, Central Intelligence. Of course, we have Kevin Hart, who I'm not really a huge fan of. I love his stand-up, but his movies don't hit home for me. Very reminiscent of Chris Rock, who's got great stand-up, but his movies just don't deliver. With Kevin Hart, he had the ride-alongs and the wedding plan or whatever it was that he had recently. Of course, Get Hard, Will Ferrell. None of them really hit the mark for me at all, so I don't get it with him. But I figured, okay, it could be a good, interesting combination between both of them. Does this movie work? Is it worth it? Let's find out. And with that, I welcome you to another episode of The Romento, where my goal, as always, is to enhance your movie watching experience. So Central Intelligence, of course, it's pretty much basically a buddy comedy. Of course, we have The Rock, who used to look like this. Beginning of the movie, it starts off about 20 years in the past. They're in high school, senior year. Of course, The Rock is a little fat kid. He gets, obviously bullied around. He's very shy. He loves to sing and dance. And of course, we have Kevin Hart, who is pretty much voted the most popular, most likely to succeed, and he's president of the Honor Society or whatever and all that, and he's a star athlete and you name it. And of course, they have a moment where he's being bullied and Kevin Hart is nice to him. That's something that Rock doesn't forget. Now, fast forward 20 years later, and of course things have changed a bit. Kevin Hart isn't as successful as you thought he was going to be coming out of high school. He's an accountant married to his high school sweetheart, and he has a fine life, but he just doesn't feel he's really accomplished anything or as much as what was expected of him. And of course, here comes the 20-year reunion, high school reunion, and that's something that he's dreading to go see because he doesn't want to answer all the questions of what you're doing right now, and he's very inadequate about his station in life. Now, The Rock, of course, is quite the opposite. Although he was a little shy kid early on, now he's big, strong, he's all shredded up. It's The Rock. Y'all know what he looks like. I'm super jealous. But now he's working for the CIA, and he reaches out to Kevin Hart's character of the day before the 20-year reunion. And Kevin Hart doesn't really know he works for the CIA, and he's been secretly recruited by The Rock to help him solve this mystery, which is going to save the world. Now, that's about as much as I'll give you for the plot, to keep it spoiler-free and all that. But essentially, right here, first and foremost, let me say that as a comedy, I just need it to be funny, and it's okay. It has some laughs. One particular scene, which I admit I laughed out loud in this therapist session, all that with The Rock and Kevin Hart. But for the most part, the jokes were there. Most of them landed okay. They were pretty flat. It was pretty predictable. There's some really good cameos in here, which I won't say who they were. I'll save them for you guys to see the movie. But essentially, it just wasn't the hilarity I wanted it to be. I was kind of hoping that with the mix of The Rock and Kevin Hart, it'd be a good thing. And the chemistry just wasn't there. Now, I love The Rock, and The Rock pretty much stole the show. He outshines Kevin Hart in this movie, and for good reason. He's so charismatic on screen, and it's an interesting character because he's a badass CIA agent for the most part, but it's got that demeanor. It's kind of wide-eyed, kind of childlike. He's very innocent and very optimistic and all that. But when he needs to kick ass, The Rock kicks ass. Now, essentially, the comedy doesn't always hit. It is an entertaining movie. The action's over the top, but it's supposed to be. It doesn't really take itself too seriously, and that's fine. Kevin Hart, does have his good moments on there. For me, Kevin Hart's pretty much the same character he is in every movie, and a la Seth Rogen, but he's a little more subdued in this one. But he's got some funny moments. He's not outstanding by any stretch of the imagination. But it's really The Rock carrying this movie for the most part. You love him on screen. He's just funny the way he does, the way he moves, the nuanced performance that he gives here. He does comedy very, very well. He's not just an action star, and he's actually a decent actor, but he just got such great comedic timing, and he really works in the movie for the most part. But in the end, it's predictable. It's by numbers. You know exactly what's going to happen, how and when for the most part. Ultimately, is it entertaining? Sure, smiling throughout, mildly laughing. The crowd was pretty much enjoying the movie, but it's just not going to blow your socks off. Ultimately, I'm not really sure I can really recommend you guys to go watch this movie. If you guys are looking for a few good laughs, sure, go ahead. But this is one I'd probably say save you $15 and watch it at home VOD when it comes out. For me, I watch these for free, so I get more enjoyment out of it. If I had to pay for this, I don't know if I'd be singing his praises as much as I am now. Not that I'm singing that much praises to it, but you guys know what I mean. But essentially, there's other things to watch out there. But again, you want a few laughs. You guys could do worse, but I highly recommend you guys watch it when it comes out later on at home and all that, and save yourself the $15 plus popcorn or what else you gotta buy. So at the end of the day, you're going to watch Central Intelligence. Let me know, comment below, tell me what you guys think. As always, subscribe below and feed my need to go to the movies and talk about it afterwards. See you guys next time.